Greetings there, fellow burners. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Galacticare. Episode 3, Burning Moon. And if we also take the hospital rating, my hospital rating has been going up. So treatment quality still could be improved, but a lot of that is just like the doctors being happier and everything. But as you can see, the treatment quality in the last 20 minutes has been skyrocketing because of the specializations. Wait times could be improved, but a lot of that is just I need to build more facilities. Patients are generally happy. Staff are quite happy. Desires are being met. I might need a little bit more curious decorations in the general hallways, but that's fine. But throughput is bad. And throughput is bad because I just don't have a ton of facilities. So that's something to work on. So let's take a look here. Maybe another proning chamber or another skin lab. That is a weird hallway. Alright, let's make that the skin lab. It's a poor use of space, but oh well. It's just spacious now. Hiring someone in the skin lab? Arwen. Maybe no. Let's see. You're the only skin lab specialist. Come on. There we go. Reem. You're going in. Lock you in there. It's like you're a prisoner. And then let's decorate it a little bit. The very stupidly shaped room, which I only have myself to blame. Luckily, the doctors don't really care, as long as it's spacious. Being logical is unnecessary, in other words. And that room is meeting all of its requirements. Okay, and then we'll do another burning chamber. And for that, J1293 can go in. The other thing that I hadn't looked at, where I could do some cost-cutting measures, is clinician salary. So that's worth looking at, and I'll do that in just a minute. Because when your doctors level up, they are going to want higher salaries, and when you hire people for the initially, they often are granted salaries. This sounds evil, but they're often granted salaries that they are much higher than expectations, so that you can adjust those. Because I haven't adjusted any salaries so far, so you'll be able to see what I'm talking about in just a second here. So if I take a look at Jay here, the expected salary is 1,000, and they're getting 1,500, so I could reduce that to 1,250, and it still gives them a move benefit. Keeping in mind, of course, that have your doctors perform better procedures according to the game. So it's good to be a little bit over salary if you can afford it, but not. You don't need to be wildly over salary. Like, I don't need the 23% mood bonus of 500 over salary. The 12% mood bonus still keeps them plenty happy enough to perform good medicine. Nice place. And it also gives you a little bit of wiggle room in case they level up and expect a higher salary. Being already a little above salary means that even when they get higher level, they're not going to be immediately unhappy, which is, yeah, useful.
Are you a doctor?
And there will be a little moodlet over an individual's head if they're ever being paid less than they expect, for you to easily correct it. So here, as you can see, the trainees that have leveled up are closer to their expected and current salaries than everyone else in the hospital, because they started at 500 and were being paid 1,000, and I didn't correct that.
Hello
but
there.
now I can go and see that there's no real corrections to be made there because they all leveled up once. But I'm just going to double check everybody here. Like, you're being overpaid. Yoink. Sorry. And Psychopath, you haven't actually killed anyone. I'm a little disappointed. What do I gotta do to have you kill people? Always damages patients, and doing so makes them happy. Dead bodies won't apply in a good mood. It's sometimes challenging to have the psychopaths actually murder people, though. What's funny is there's another trait of just, like, I forget what it's called, but they have a 2%, they're accident prone. They have a 2% chance to just like kill people.
This
as
is
a negative trait.
Salazar expressing some legally mandated gratitude that you managed to save one of those workers. Their colleagues appreciate you. Keep it up and so on.
Is it worthwhile to separate treatment into specific wings? It might seem it initially, but tiny spoiler, and I'll keep my hand up while I'm saying the spoiler. Very soon, you gain access to a teleporter pad, which allows patients and doctors to teleport around your hospital from pad to pad, any pad to any other pad, meaning that clustering things together don't really matter very, very quickly. So, I hope that answers your question there. And I only saved one of those jelly patients? No, what that means is ARMS has gone through. The other 4 are in treatment. It's not that they've died. Because here are the 4 left. You've learned to mute during the hands up. Yeah, it's something I've been starting to do because I am playing with no spoiler tags on, and I don't want to spoil anything if you don't want it spoiled. Oh, the other thing I haven't done for these new facilities is installing the moneymaker. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all of my remaining crafting material. But this will allow me to make more money off of my treatments. And then once Baz shows up, I can buy more stuff to potentially recycle into more efficiency regulators. I am a real capitalist. Let's take a look at, so queues. Queues are kind of down everywhere, like 2 or 3. That's pretty light queues. That's not bad. What are you complaining about? Undecorated area? Oh, boo frickin' who. Fine, I'll decorate it a little bit better. Here. Use your brain. And skin. Biggest organ of the human body. Skin, that is. Now it's a little bit more decorated, and they probably like rugs. But some carpets for the crankers. Right. Moodlet's gone away. Alright, so a second one just went through treatment. They're both named ARMS. That's confusing. One's a human and one's an ode. And 2 of them are named Ranglin. I guess the Twitch integration's a little weird. Doubling up on names, but whatever. I think we already have an Alex as well. So I'm going to start rejecting the trainees because I don't really want to hire trainees still. So if you're getting your name assigned to a trainee, sorry about that.
Workers have now informed us that they'll be ready for work in 2 hours. Rather better than expected, Galacticares. Saves us a good bit of time on ordering new interns.
God, it's only giving me trainees in these slots. That's fine, whatever. I'm not going to refresh it anymore. Fine, be trainees. Oh no, that one isn't. But it's also not a sub-name. Alright, there's only one more left to go through the treatment process. They're currently getting their skin melted off, and they'll be ready soon.
Seven whole workers have returned to my warm bosom. I don't know where you get your mojo, but you know your healthcare.
I like his math. Oh, I just clicked on my first craftle. It's little flying critters that spawn that you can click for craftium. Alright, so the Sea of the Salazonians is pretty much done. Now what I want to do is I want to try to get my hospital up to tier 5. I'm currently at hospital rating 4. I might need to fire the sociopath. But wait times could go down. Treatment quality is going to go up over time just as the doctors gain more experience. And then the best thing I could do right now is to work on throughput. And throughput's almost entirely going to be just like get as many people in and out as possible as quick as possible. So that's what I will work on by adding new wings everywhere. So in diagnostics, Exarch, this will be you. And the other benefit of like really high throughput is your hospital will gain insight into different species faster as you increase input or throughput. So there's also that benefit of like, oh, well, you know, I've doubled the amount of patients I can see. So hypothetically, I have now doubled the amount of like cultural insight that I can make, and of course money. But money doesn't carry over map to map, so that surprisingly doesn't really matter all that much. But it's the cultural insight that can be really useful as it carries over. There's some more diagnostics. Does this meet expectations? It does. Good. All right. And then let's go with another burning chamber. It's really stupid. Maybe I could do better. Maybe do a skin lab here instead.
Cracking work, Galacticares. You've saved Legal a lot of man-hours in blocking insurance payments. I'm sending you the agreed-upon dosh and a vinyl of my newest album, a novel delight for any aficionados of smooth jazz.
So here's the reward for the Salazonians, a lot of human influence, and we had saved them all, so gained even more of a bonus.
Quite the ride, Director. I'm up to my pineal gland in new data. Either that or I'm overdosing on hypercap. I'm going to dive right into genome mapping Baz. His cells keep phasing through the collector, so it might take a bit of tinkering. Heal will apprise you of our next job. But for now, thanks for making this real. You're bringing our dream to life. Now, let's change the galaxy.
Excellent work, Director. Ms. Orion seems thrilled, and we've already booked another contract. A music festival in Earth's space, if you can believe it.
What's a music festival, Heal?
In this case, Medi, I dread to imagine. EMF mode on standby. I'd rather your circuits weren't blown out by exposure to Odeon harsh noise. Director, should you prefer to hang about and continue working in your fine hospital, we'll remain on site with you until you choose to move on.
I'm going to have you guys decide. Whether I stay for 5 stars, tuning this hospital up a little bit more, or leave now. So, here you go. Right, I'll jump to next level, that works. And the tutorial level doesn't really force you to address throughput or anything like that. So you're not really pushed to go for 5 stars, whereas like in the future chapters, there's a little bit more flexibility and a little less hand-holding so that you can push for 5 stars more easily. I just didn't bother. Oh, I think the poll is working now. Oh, great. Now that I don't need it, it's working, because of course. So here are the chapters. I can look at chapter 1, orientation, where I got a 4 1/4 star, let's call it. There's also these non-chapters as well, which are not part of the main campaign, but are hospitals in their own right. They're more of a sandbox, but there are a sandbox that will constantly send you new mini-events. And then the main chapters have an overarching theme. So let's jump to chapter 2.
Good to see you back, Director. We're about to arrive at the Burning Moon Festival. It's operated by an old fellow, Leonard Moon, a notorious eccentric and, reportedly, rather neurotic in the not-so-good sense. Besides an awful amount of noise, chemicals, rampant fornication, and various other sapient indulgences, I can't even begin to imagine what more we might encounter. You know, once upon a time, Ms. Orion was nearly decapitated at one of these things. Total madhouse.
All right. You ready, burners, for the burning moon?
Director, welcome to the show. I am pleased to report that our acoustic barriers are fully engaged, and we are thus safe from any potential cerebral hemorrhaging. The dull thump, thump, thump you can hear is coming from the Burning Moon Festival, named for, well, I suppose you can look out the window.
Wow, it's so bright! Heel, why are they setting the moon on fire?
Medi, it's just one of life's many thrilling mysteries. Get the mop.
Okay, before obviously we open the hospital, let's take a look. So there is a drive-through here, and the shuttle bay over here. So I can treat this spot here like patient intake because of the revving here and there. This is sort of a central spot for reception. I also would advise you to leave space for multiple receptions. But for now, I'm just going to have space for the one, and then maybe expand if needed. Let's get diagnostics up. And I'm going to go with, like, spacious everything. So, for the starting infrastructure, what I like to do is, like, bare minimum. Because, your patients will pay for treatment regardless of how nice the rooms are. So as long as you have like a toilet and a vending machine and like a trash can, you don't need too much else, because it probably is in your benefit or in the player's benefit to set up all of the specific rooms that you need right from the start. Because if you don't, you're going to have patients that then subsequently require treatments for treatment rooms you haven't built. And this becomes a lot more relevant later on when there's like, 6 to 8 different treatment rooms, and you're going to have patients requiring all of those specific types of treatments like right from the get-go. So there are some basic facilities. Let's not forget the staff lounge. I'm going to stick the staff lounge here because that's sort of in the center of the area. Center enough for me, at least. I'd like higher capacity staff lounges so that they don't complain so much. Let's... Here, ridiculously high capacity if we want. And that way they're nice and happy. Alright, and we'll go to recruitment. Oh, they're about to talk. I'm going to keep it paused so they don't talk just yet. So, let's see. Moles, you're going to be in the bone lab. And then I am going to refresh everybody because, well, you know what? I might make just another boning chamber right now. Because I had another doctor that could be in the boning chamber. Delete there. I'll have it sort of symmetrical-ish. You will be in the boning chamber.
Our contract is for the duration of the festival, which is split between various acts. I'll pop that information up on the objectives window. We're expecting calls from Leonard Moon, the festival's owner, as the revelries develop.
Wow, man, that's a turnout. I'm gonna give a big wet hug to all the planets and people in the galaxy. If you don't set something on fire, I am gonna kick you out. Alright, love you. Bye.
Yes, that'd be him. Wonderful chap. A very clever and handsome fellow, by all accounts. Never met him myself.
I am trying.
So things are
Here we
already
go.
popping off down here, and some kind of metal situation has happened, but not in a good way. We kind of want to get this cleared up before people start getting spooked that the festival is dangerous or something. So yeah, open up when you can, please. Dance a bunch.
It does look rather gnarly down there, Director. Though, now that I think of it, Ms. Orion has been working on a rather illuminating new piece of technology.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to her in just a second. I'm just trying to fill up my rooms here, and then I'll get decorating in just a second. So we have 2 diagnostics, 2 boning, and 2 skin. All right, let's go ahead and hook up some seating, and then some decorations. You know, I could also just do... seating like that. That'll work pretty well. I'll stick some ordinary decorations out in the hospital's grounds. Keep the humans happy. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to be introduced to... No, we're definitely going to be introduced to some additional species in this one. So there'll be benefit there. We did hire some Ode, so I'm going to set up some Ode. Also, kind of like windows. I mean, they're certainly not necessary, and I'm playing on a bit of a budget, the starter budget, but whatever, I'm going to set them up anyway. And then after I have decorated the outside, I will decorate the inside. But let's listen to what Cora has to say.
Laser surgery. Scalpels weren't cutting it, so to speak. So we switched over to high-intensity mining lasers to handle some of the crustier conditions people come down with. As it turns out, having industrial energy devices blasting away at your skin made people anxious. So I also took the initiative to make it a kind of immersive musical experience. Kind of like dressing up an MRI machine as a pirate ship.
Okay. So the new room we have is laser surgery. And I, at the moment, can only afford one of them. Or can only build one of them, but I'm probably going to want more than that. There we go. And let's see if we can't find a specialist in being able to laser our patient's skin off, or whatever they
Ms. Orion
do.
managed to turn lasers into a healthcare solution, but here we are. Let's build some so that we can treat our incoming patients.
Carpets only underneath the benches. See, look how neat that is. So in the top right, you can also see how many acts there are, which gives you an idea of how much time that you have, more or less, to be able to complete the 5-star rating. So we'll try. I'll do a better job this time around, keeping an eye on that.
We're ready to open up at your command. Our patients await, Director. Are we ready? Excellent. I'll let Mr. Moon know that we're operating and ready to receive patients from the festival.
Okay. Let's go ahead and decorate the individual clinician rooms to make the people working in there a little bit happier.
Oh, hey, you got...
That one's done.
These are open now. Apparently, that's good actually, because people are like dying down here. My security guards are gonna try and get them up to you, but a lot of them are very heavy from having metal all over their face, so we'll get them to you when we can. Thanks.
So for those that are owed, I'm putting in curious decorations and then just trying to decorate it up. You know, just not repeating the same poster over and over. There isn't really a too much of a penalty to doing that as long as you have at least a variety of 3, but for gameplay's sake, I won't be doing that. Staff lounge is also undecorated. I didn't leave a lot of room in the staff lounge, though. Do carpets as a result. Still not decorated? Alright. How about how about some plants? Plants are small.
Our first patients are arriving now. Oh, Director. Should they have access to a reception desk and a diagnosis room, they may begin their adventure of not prematurely dropping dead.
Alright, here's another ode. And I'm keeping an eye on my money so they don't run out and decorating these rooms. Okay, that one's done. And patrons are starting to come in now.
So we got all the people who got encased in liquid metal rounded up, and they've been, like, aggressively shoved into your shovels. So they're on their way now. Please fix them. We need their post-festival reviews for our socials. Thanks!
Cool. And just one more. Almost zap. But yeah, that's what we do to people in this room. We zap their skin off. There we go.
Director, the patients who got coated with liquid metal have just arrived.
Our first patients are beginning to arrive, and some of them are species we've not yet encountered. Ms. Orion's uploaded a couple of dossiers for us to get acquainted with.
The Diani are a plant-based species. They're often loners, vagrants, artists, explorers. And their family dynamic has a lot to do with their isolation. They're created by a living planet. It won't talk to them. It won't give them purpose. They just pop out of the ground without a reason for their existence. Despite their solitary nature, other species really like being around them. Pheromones or something, who knows?
So they like to be able to sit, and they like plant decorations. So if we end up with Diani faculty, we're going to want to put plants in the rooms that they work in. And then we have the Cooper Bali.
Cooper Bali. These hearty sauroids are patient, precise, and durable. They rarely need a break, and it takes their bladders an almost supernaturally long time to fill up. So there's that. They adore order and live in discrete tribes, all with their own rituals, which have been brought into a cultural structure known as concatenated ordering. The exact details of how that all works aren't entirely understood, but it seems to work for them, so more power to them.
So the Cooper Bali like 3 wide corridors in your hospital. So when laying out a hospital, don't have tight corridors. So as you can see in my initial setup here, I have a nice wide corridor because I knew that the Cooper Bali were coming in. And then they also like spacious rooms. I always build with spacious rooms because it keeps everyone happy anyway. But those are the 2 considerations to be made for them. And now you can see that there are some Cooper Bali and Diani as potential faculty to be hired. So over here, we can see some of the Diani coming in going, hey, there's not a lot of plants. So we can fix that. Plants. And now they're much happier. Easy enough. And we take a look at the hospital rating here. So, well, we still have a sociopath on our faculty. For real? Who is it?
I'm old.
I wasn't... Oh, it's Dr. Moles. Moles. You little sociopath. It's fine. I don't think it will affect us negatively enough for it to really matter. Let's go ahead and get another laser surgery, because we're going to want a lot of those. I'm going to try to keep the corridors like as open as physically possible, so that people are happy. So who does laser? Only the top one? Dick Flying Saucer? Really? That's your name? Okay. You're like a walking 90s movie. What's up in the air? It's a Johnson. Copy that. I see it on our radar. My goodness, it looks like a wing. Do you see that on your radar? Sorry. Alright, so you are owed. We'll give you some signage. And is that good enough? It is, perfect. Maybe a little bit more seating. I can go over the long bench seating too. As long as I'm careful about how I lay it out. Then we also want access to food down this way. I don't think I actually... Oh no, I do have one trash can. Let's move this trash can to be a little bit more central. I'll put one here. And then put one here. And then bathroom coverage is kind of spotty. Pun unintended. So get a bathroom in here as well. Yeah, very much Austin Powers joke, that is, with that guy's name. Alright, looking good. So these metalhead patients, if we take a look at them, as you can see, it's not a particularly high danger level. So I prioritize them just to move this along, but they don't actually need to be prioritized, so I'm actually sorry, you're not prioritized anymore. I get to you when I get to you. That's how it be. Here, as you can see, we are lasering the metal off their bodies. Oh yeah. It's gotta feel great. Ah, you're done.
Wow, you guys are just lasering the metal off our crowd? That's so cool, I'm not even sure if I care if they die. I guess we hired the right people, huh?
You sure did. Looks like a disco room. I mean, it's supposed to keep them calmer. They installed sound systems. Okay, looks to me like our reception desk is the bottleneck right now. Which is funny, because you don't actually see it as a lab overview, but there's 10 in queue for the reception. So the other thing we do is stick reception over yonder, too, near the other entryway. So I'm going to stick it here.
Half of those guys are better now, which is great. Also, they were in the cheap seats, so if you kind of want to take a break, I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm going to add a little bit more diagnosis. But I am lazy, so you know what I'm going to do? Copy that one. And copy this one. All right, who's going in there? You. So this is our first Diani being hired. In. And no one else does diagnostics, so let's find some other diagnostician. Come on. Come on, no trainees, come on.
Bravo on handling that emergency. It's in the bag.
Alright, the other thing that you're complaining about now, and rightfully so, is the lack of seating. So... there we go. A little bit of seating there. And a little bit of seating here.
Mr. Moon is apparently occupied by his exhausting labors, but he's provided a pre-recorded message for you. I'll play it now.
In the event that you guys do a great job, hey, wow, great job. Thanks for doing whatever it is you did. I'm sure it'll be great for the festival. Thanks, here's money. Goodbye.
Man, so appreciative of our very hard work. But I like the money. And it also gave us a holodoc emitter and craftium. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the holodoc and instead make efficiency regulators so that I get paid more. And I'll put the 2 efficiency regulators into the original 2 diagnostics chambers. They're complaining about low decorations around here. That's fine. Let's see. Do some carpets. I kind of like to put the carpets like underneath the seats. It looks cleaner that way and it makes the moods go away. So I was still looking for another diagnostician. Brahms, this will be you. Oh, you're a psychopath. Hey, maybe I get to kill someone. This will be you.
We are receiving another call from our client. There's an issue with a singer, apparently.
Wow, hey, it's me again. So one of our headline acts, Twiggy Pop or something, is sick, like, big time. She's already finished her set, so it's not the worst thing if she dies, I guess. It wouldn't be great for our media coverage, though, so please keep her alive for, like, 2 hours or so. Thanks.
Yes, what a delightful fellow. Director, when it comes to VIP treatments, the faster we treat the patient concerned, the better our rewards will be. It's probably worth pulling out all the stops to make sure Twiggy gets the best and fastest treatment possible.
Save Twiggy Pop. Got it. Alright, I did one more skin lab. Betty. Actually, no, I don't like you, Betty. Oak, you're going in. Betty was sluggish, so doesn't treat people quickly. The sluggishness and the quick hands, honestly, aren't a big deal. It's like 4 seconds, plus or minus 4 seconds, which is a tiny amount, if you ask me. But I still avoid sluggishness if I can help it. Better places for these vending machines now. And let's go ahead and stick a big bench here. Alright, this starting section is looking pretty matured. I don't think there's really enough space to add anything more meaningful here. So if we want to expand the hospital, I'm going to want to save up money for one of the roughly 50k expansion zones. So that will be probably the next step.
Wow! Heel! Twiggy Pop has arrived! I think she makes the best harsh noise in the galaxy.
Mary, you have no idea who this person is. Welcome to the station, Mom.
A machine, huh? Well, nice to meet you, mate. So, looks like I ran into festicrosis bacteria at the festival, and it's eaten off about half my face. Any chance you could fix this?
Of course. We'll get your ailment seen to as quickly as we can. Assuming we have seats, you're welcome to sit in one of them.
Okay, thanks. Why does everything smell of chlorine?
Okay, so Twiggy Pop is suffering from a new disease that we have not yet seen. Its danger level is only 1, but I am going to prioritize her anyway. And here she is.
Hello.
She's kind of missing like a lot of skin. Like quite a lot of skin. And here's Baz. Oh, good. So Baz is offering up a efficiency regulator. Yes, please. There's a new pest trap which kills pests on contact, and it covers the area of effect range. But I'd rather have the efficiency regulator. And we'll put that in laser. And in fact, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the original efficiency regulator into laser as well. The reason being is I think laser treatment yields more money so I'll get more bang for my buck out of it. And I'll do this with the skin lab that I just set up.
So, you found out what's wrong with her? Some kind of flesh-eating bacteria? Okay, great. Keep that to yourselves, please. I know nothing about it, and this conversation never happened.
Alright, I think what I want to do instead of saving up for an annex is to get more efficiency regulators.
Hope it helps you out.
Make more money now to have more money later. Something along those lines. Thank you for tuning in to Galacticare, which originally streamed live on Twitch May 28th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I've asked for no spoilers or backseating. If you would like to join a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits, so thank you so very much. I hope to catch you at next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow doctors.